Oh, a minute and 13 seconds left. I'm making too many videos. Well, I just missed the thunderstorm warnings on the radio. I just soldered up the backup wires. Boy, things were simple in those days. No quick release plug. Just a backup light switch at the bottom of the transmission. So I soldered up my backup light wires. And I've got the emergency brake cable, clutch, link back on, the spring back on that retracts the clutch. I got the shifter coupler pin. I put a washer behind it, take the stress off the cotter pin. I got to grease the clutch cross shaft. I've got the throttle linkage C-clip back on. I've got that. I should put a washer behind that. Keeps the pressure. Not that I'm going to drive this thing that many miles. I got so many toys. Whoop! Burned myself on the soldering iron on my elbow. I got to clean up the hole for the camber compensator cross shaft. Put the brakes back together. Put the axles back in. Exhaust manifold studs have to be cleaned up a little bit. Bracket. I made a muffler bracket. Oops, ran out of memory. I wonder if I put that video on of that condo complex on the water right near Niagara Falls. I forget. Niagara on the Lake. I don't remember. I should keep a note of all the videos I put up, but I don't. What do we got for rust here? Oh, come on. Rusted. Gonna have to be fixed one day. And the corner of this car is a little crooked. A little bit. That taillight's a little crooked. I was hoping to bring it to Pisser one of these days and he'd straighten this corner out. Just put a tool in there and pull it back out. So I got to jack the motor up some more by putting this 6x6 block right there. Because that motor's got to go up 6 more inches and this jack is all of the travel. Yep. Garage sale soldering irons. Turbo 200 with a dual bolt pattern. Look at that. Out of an 87 Buick Electro wagon I scrapped over 10 years ago. Just sitting there. More parts to put back in. Turbocharged. Rumble, rumble. Well, I ground off the strap. Bought this at the auto parts store. $16. Made in India. Exhaust system accessory. Oh. Rusted. Where's the original? Oh yeah. Here's the original off a 110 Corvair, just a standard 2 carburetor. That goes around the support that comes off the side of the engine. And then a bolt goes up through here, but it's a little too small. So I've got to get my muffler support bracket and make a few choice bends in this thing. A lot of money. And bolt this motor in. Factory Spyder. Factory. I don't support that. In fact, when we had a vote on alright, I just ground down this end of the strap to replicate the one that's here to clamp into the bracket. Now, I made a mark where the bend starts, right there, and happens to be right where that weld was. Get to balance. Sorry, folks. Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right. You see what I'm doing here? Yep. This is how we do little projects. Yeah. This is really easy. Oh, we're just talking about emergency services on the radio and airborne cell phone towers, flying cell phone towers in case of emergency, and then we have another thunder and lightning warning. Hear it? Sometimes it's overmodulated. Pure distortion. Yep. Yep. We're getting hammered here. Kind of sort of brightened up a little bit. But there's more stuff in brewing. A 1-inch diameter hail. Look at that. Yep, make my own strap. Yippee. Clamp that around there. I need 2 hands to do that though. Push this up and clamp it around. Jethro and clamp it. Get done with your screeching. 8 o'clock. What else is new? Rumble, rumble. Alright. Another warning. Every 10 minutes. Whoa! Alright, that is junk. And now I finished my bracket. I folded the end of it over 3 times and I tack welded it. Got some zinc in my lungs, which is not good for you. That's why they make them in India, because there's no pollution controls and the government doesn't really care as long as people have a job. Folded it over 3 times. Yeah. People are gonna get rained on today. Hang on. Can't see me, can you? How's that? Where's the muffler? There it is. Winds may knock down trees and power lines. You can say that again. Come on. Right. I got a new camera today, 50 bucks. It's one model up from the one that I'm currently using, and it doesn't have that feature that I like so much after all that. I forgot to get a bolt to bolt that together. Almost original. Almost original. Beautiful, huh? Guess if you care about kind of sort of having things original. Alright. This is going to be held up by some iron. Jack can come down because the front of the motor is bolted in place, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Or the back of the motor.
In the Himalayas, where the gallery is located, where is it first off? It's on the glacier, the Kumbu Glacier, 17,600 feet.
Got that bolted on.
The base of Everest, where all the climbers, 750 climbers were gathered this year for their ascent of Everest. So the South Base Camp in Nepal, that's the answer to the geoquiz.
I'm going to use the jack to jack up this, the 4 or 5 inches right there.
I want to get jacked up because I want to go for a drive in this Spyder. Maybe tomorrow in Lake George, America. It's not just motorcycles getting rained on.
400 or 500 of the 700 tents arrayed on base.
Maybe I'll use one of my bottle jacks. I've got lots of those.
The biggest tents at the base camp, a brown and gray tent, and inside on all 4 walls you see panoramic
What about this one?
photos of glaciers throughout the greater.
Got one there, got one there. I think this one's the only one that works.
When you walk right in the tent, it's really quite impressive. On a very long wall, you would see a panoramic photograph showing a 1921 black and white photo of the West Rongbuk Glacier on the north side of Everest in Tibet, probably 5 miles away. And right underneath it, you would see the same size color panoramic photograph taken in 2008. And what you see is an incredible and very dramatic loss of mass, vertical loss of mass of ice. Remarkably wide.
I need something to go in between there and there.
Say some of it's from climate change. Certainly some of it
Like
is.
this piece of wood.
Sure, the melt rate will be more accelerated because of more carbon in the air and more being
Look at that.
change. But really, I'm more interested in.
Think it's strong enough to lift up the back of the motor?
Downstream, it must be.
The Corvair guys are yelling again. No, no, no! It's gonna kick the jack up. That's what's gonna happen.
The Tibetan Plateau, which is an area as large as Western Europe, and at an average elevation of 15,000 feet, with over 40,000 glaciers. Several things happen when we look at these glaciers. First of all, their response.
Yeah, it's just kicking it out.
You can look at the melt
I gotta think of something to do.
and extrapolate this into
Mileage.
the future. With
So I made up this dinky apparatus so the piece of angle iron I've got here doesn't slide off the jack. I used a muffler flange. That's the muffler flange from my 80 Caprice crossover pipe. Getting rusted right through. Yeah, it was a good Caprice for 125 bucks. Used it for years. So that goes there. And up we go. Now I can exert pressure on the back of the engine, lift it up. I don't know if this jack will stay in place. Rotating already. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. One of my tenants a few years ago had a Ranger, and one of his universal joints was squeaking really badly, so he called up his father maybe or somebody, and they said, oh, just jack it up and take off the drive shaft and just hammer out the U-joint and put the new one in and you're done. So I saw him struggling with it. I said, what are you doing? He says, I'm changing my universal joint. He asked me if I knew where the universal joint was. I changed it for him. He had no idea, and the fellow, the alleged person that prompted him just said, just take off the drive shaft, hammer out the cross, and put a new one in, and you're done. Yeah, right. Changing U-joints, that's not so easy. Especially when little roller bearings don't stay in place. Yeah, everything sounds easy till you have to do it. Till you have to do it. Till you have to do it. Cut the engine. Oh yeah, just unbolt it and down she comes. Oh yeah. Except you gotta take off 50,000 things and not lose nuts and bolts. Nothing's ever easy. That's a good vice grip. Minute 47 seconds. So. Alley up. This jack will probably fly out and hit me right in the knee. Yep. Just like at the bottom of the stairs at the yellow house. Remember that? Whoa. My engine support's not doing too much. I have got a long way to go. Too far. Well, all the rinky-dink ways to do something, huh? It's going up easy. 20-ton jack works pretty well on a less than a quarter ton or so of motor. Oops. Going sideways. Scraping on my mint condition paint job. Give me a minute. Not too far to go. Oh. Ooh! Look at that. Almost got one thread. I moved the jack over, I centered it, and I put another block of wood here in case it falls down. This is all rinky-dink. I bet you the Corvair guys are watching and saying, oh, I see an accident looking to happen, and I agree with you. But I did it. Thought I did it. Yep. Luckily I had this here, huh? Yep, accident looking to happen. I agree. Try again. 6 seconds left. So close. Alright, I readjusted it a little bit. Sprayed things up. Got the nut on. And put the only nut that holds the whole back of the power pack in place. What a dumb idea GM had. At least in the 65 they improved it and put 2 nuts on the studs. There. Yeah, dumb. Alright, it's 9:30. Time to call it a night. I want to go to Americade first thing in the morning. Tighten that up. Should put a washer underneath that, shouldn't I? Maybe. Whee! Parts are flying. Motor's in place. I guess that's enough for tonight. 9:30. Yeah, I wonder if I should put a washer under there. I think I should.